Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from D Machine in St. Louis, Missouri. We are just 3 weeks away from our first pay-per-view of the year. NIRATIAS sold out. Live from Detroit, Michigan in the Cobalt Hall on August 30th. Hello everyone, my name is of course James Page, the Ringmaster, the global hero, and your voice of NIRATIAS is always here tonight. And it looks to be a spectacular episode of STARGAZERS. We are fully loaded here tonight, ready to go, with just 3 weeks to go until our first pay-per-view event, August 30th in Michigan. Of course, sold out, and being told there's something happening backstage. Leave it to Sophia Fortune to already be complaining about something. Of course, last week had a crushing loss at the hands of Jinx Dumas. Jinx is in our main event tonight, going for the Lighthouse title against the seemingly unstoppable Naru Redcloud. Naru has been completely unbeatable so far. Beat Winter Carnage back at Horizon Festival and already has a defense of that Lighthouse title against Katka Sain 2 weeks ago. As it looks like Sophia Fortune is going to take Ruby Skylar up on her offer. Ruby dared Sophia Fortune to go out to the ring. Whoever you meet will be your opponent. And Sophia Fortune certainly has no problem taking the spotlight for herself, as the crowd doesn't seem too amused by Sophia Fortune. She's been on a bit of a losing streak as of late. Came up short in big matches against Jinx Dumas, Chelsea St. James, Katka Sain as well. Yes, she's going to press her luck here tonight and see who she draws. I can't imagine whoever it is, it's going to be anyone easy. Someone looking to shut up Sophia Fortune. As Fortune yelling to the crowd, yelling to the aisleway, who's it going to be to answer the challenge thrown down by the ace? Oh my god. Maybe it would have been easier if Sophia Fortune just didn't come out here. Things just went from bad to worse. NIRATIAS' Intercontinental Champion, Juri Kurosawa, has answered the call. And for Sophia Fortune's sake, I hope she's ready to answer it. Sophia Fortune certainly is about to be sent on one of the worst nights of her life. Always be careful with open challenges. You never know who's going to answer. The bell and tongue and we are off, and Sophia Fortune's off, already off to the floor. With nothing to do with Juri Kurosawa, and I don't blame her. Nobody in their right mind would, and Juri's had enough waiting. Fortune off the ropes, big overhand from Juri, stunned Fortune. Now beautiful, like a fall away slam there, and a nip up from Juri. We don't usually get to see the athleticism out of Juri Kurosawa. Obviously has it, but prefers to take her time in the ring with her opponents. Big sit out spine buster there with the hammerlock. Is Kurosawa now looking to put Sophia Fortune in a blender. Look at this, using her like a training dummy in the corner, just pounding away with these high kicks to the chest. Look at this. It's one after another. That had to have been about probably over 20 kicks to the chest. Almost 30. And Sophia Fortune, forget getting out of the blocks. She never made it to the track today. She's getting just pummeled, and now Fortune trying to fight back, trying to make up any amount of lost ground that she can. But there's just too much of Juri Kurosawa to pull that off. Big belly to belly. Didn't look too different from United States champion Sue Juan there. It's Juri, big Samoan drop, continuing the assault on Sophia Fortune. Fortune in the corner. That's not where you want to be. Big boot from Juri. Using that bone and her bare heel and just driving it into the brow of Sophia Fortune and Uzumaki. Speaking of driving Fortune, almost drove her through the floor. Fortune bleeding, I think, from that kick in the corner. And now, oh my goodness, what a move that was. Variation of Hitakiri's axe, 2, and wins with it. Typically that axe kick sets up Juri's tombstone, but she won off of it, found a new way to hit it. Stepped off of Fortune's knee and then came down hard with the axe kick to the back of the head. The Intercontinental Champion remains undefeated. Champion undefeated. For God, it can be 2 or 3 years now. Incredible display from the champion. Wonder who Alexandroni is talking to as we're now getting ready for some Monarchs division action with Callista Vendetta. Callista Vendetta, without a doubt, looking to get back in her winning ways. after falling short to Psycho Mantis. Back at Horizon Festival, and this seems to be who Alec Nedroni was talking to. Tayen Kimura, nicknamed the Bloodletter. A vicious competitor making her NIRATIAS debut here tonight. She is the final pickup on that Monarch expansion that has brought you Dai Yatagarasu, Yumeka Yamazaki, and Luciana Mortis. This girl right here is deadly. Fancies herself a soldier of 3 armies. Represents proudly the Navajo Nation. Represent proudly her bloodline of Japan. And represent proudly her training grounds in Dagestan. A small municipality on the outside of Russia that is known for its high-end wrestling. They've been taking mixed martial art by storm, and now they're taking professional wrestling by storm first. Jason Flash over at Steel City Showdown, their world champion, and now Tayen Kimura here in NIRATIAS. 1, 2, only a 2 count. As Callista Vendetta, I don't even know how you would prepare for someone like Tayen Kimura. Karate practitioner since she was 4 years old. Is now a high-level competitor in multiple disciplines. Vendetta needs to keep the pressure on. That's what she's doing here. Use that lucha background that Vendetta has to stay on top of Tayen Kimura. Kimura, look at this. Into the Uranagi. And that is part of that training. As Kimura takes her back down. Look at that. A little bit of that wrestling from out in Dagestan. Now rips her into that Kimura, or into that Uranagi again. That can be a 1, a 2. No, not yet. Vendetta holding on. Callista Vendetta trying to keep her dreams alive against who is seemingly the Oni Enterprise's newest member. Oni obviously sounding very disgruntled at Sophia Fortune's actions earlier. As Vendetta comes in with a big tope suicida to the floor. Now firing up for the crowd is Vendetta. Vendetta now trying to send, and succeeds in sending Tayen Kimura back into the ring. Lining Kimura up, springboard into the clothesline, beautifully done. Cover now, 2, only a 2 count. This high flying seems to be something that Kimura has not figured out how to counter yet. It has to be the key for Vendetta. Vendetta needs to stay in the air, stay on the move here. And now look at this. Abstract rolls her into a slam. Beautifully done. 2. Oh, so close. Almost won that. And Vendetta now, perhaps looking for the train wreck. Went for it, got reversed. Tried to turn Kimura around into the train wreck. And now look at this. Anaconda Vice. Variation on an arm triangle almost. Cranking it away, Vendetta. Able to fight her way out. And wait a minute. That triangle, I've heard about it. This is Tayen's personal submission, the triangle choke. It's one that she has favored, and it's one that she has won with. Tayen Kimura, Alexandra Oni, shoving James Johnson aside on the outside to celebrate with Tayen Kimura. Wonderfully done now. Oni getting a microphone. Impressive display from Tayen Kimura for sure. Daunting words there from Nindao Mortis. And beautiful kick. Obviously opening Dayata Garasu up for her daughter Luciana Mortis to take advantage. Now feeding her on top of that pile of boxes back there. Those are a mix of wooden crates. There's some steel crates up there as well. This is getting ugly for Luciana Mortis. And Mortis now has that baseball bat. Obviously some sort of trap. She knew where it was. Big hit there to the ribs, and that one to the back of the head. Obviously Luciana Mortis has some sort of issue with Dayata Garasu. So we're now getting ready for our next match. Icarus Auditore making her NIRATIAS return. Finally getting her visa cleared. She finished her final dates in Canada. Now, Icarus Auditore is a permanent fixture of Stargazers alongside Marika Yang Serenity, but tonight it's Icarus' night as she takes on the devastating Australian Egilea Tryst. Egilea Tryst. Some are calling her the next big thing in professional wrestling. Tonight very well could be a night for her to show that. She takes on Icarus Auditore. Icarus and Egilea. The bell is rung and we are off, and immediately, oh, Icarus actually ended up kicking over Tryst there. Tryst ducked under it. Beautiful standing torture moonsault. Only a 1 count. Tryst went for that basement dropkick, ended up going underneath that kick. That was a happy accident for Egilea Tryst. Big dropkick, tried to duck it, didn't work that time. 1, 2, oh, not even a 2. Egilea Tryst tried to drop under that dropkick, and Icarus Auditore was able to get it off anyway and landed it on Egilea hard in the face. She wasn't even braced for it. As now, Auditore slips under the much larger opponent that is Egilea Tryst. Tryst now down the back. Hooks her now, look at this, knees right to the middle of the back. Egilea Tryst, maybe the closest thing to a prodigy in NIRATIAS. The proclaimed next big thing by many competitors backstage, many of her peers, and many fans. As she gets to deal with Icarus Auditore tonight. A young woman with a penchant for the fantastical and a beautiful, fantastic moonsault there. Out of Icarus Auditore too. The elf ears on Icarus Auditore, the outfit. It's all part of her identity. An identity that she hides herself behind. She finds strength and courage in it. That is the identity of Icarus Auditore. She becomes a different person when she gets into her wrestling gear, when she gets into the wrestling ring. Fighting identity issue for most of her life, but right now, the biggest issue in Icarus' life is Egilea Tryst with a big foot stomp. Right to the ribs. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Egilea Tryst, despite the height advantage, really keeping up with Icarus Auditore. He's got a big kickoff there. And a second. It's vicious tornado kicks. And then a springboard Phoenix splash. Tribute to one of Icarus' heroes, Jijun Fagwan of SCD. Known to NIRATIAS fans simply as Z. Icarus Auditore trained by Gary Yule and Z, the couple who set up shop in Chicago. And Auditore hoping to do the former world champion proud with a beautiful 450 off the bottom rope. 1, 2, only a 2 count. For Auditore, Tryst is hanging in there as well as she can. Icarus now. Beautiful spin kick to the back. And now Icarus firing up. She needs to focus. She's getting lost in the crowd. She wants the wings of Icarus, obviously. Tryst reverses it. Tryst full Nelson spins out into the face buster. And now, Tryst sling blade again. That's a favorite of Tryst. Is that sling blade. Now sends Icarus into the corner, hard across, into the shotgun drop kick. And all that's done is leave Icarus dead to rights. Give her last rites, and then hit her with Scorched Earth. 1, 2, 3, Egilea Tryst lives up to the moniker. The next big thing she damn well might be. The next big thing in professional wrestling. In NIRATIAS all across the world, anywhere. Hyper impressive is Egilea Tryst. Egilea Tryst. Big win for the Australian. Now where's Tryst going? Oh come on, stealing the microphone from Rosalie Hawthorne. Clearly has something to say. Certainly not a humble woman, is Egilea Tryst, is she? Suppose not. Not sure what Tatiana Scissorhands is trying to accomplish going after Kara Maxis like that, but she better be careful because there's nobody more protective of Kara than Kara. So we move on to our next match. bubbly, ever jubilant Chelsea St. James. Ready to take the next step for her journey through NIRATIAS, as she has a tough matchup with her against Katka, Sain, a very similar competitor to Chelsea. There will certainly be no caution to the wind on this one. That is for sure. As Katka, Sain, and Chelsea St. James, two daredevils in that ring. As we are now underway. Here, these two starting quick. Rushing straight out of the corners into this collar and elbow tie-up. Katka, Sain has a bit of a size advantage, but Chelsea has never cared about size advantages. These two will fight their hearts out. I mean, we saw that with Katka, Sain just a couple weeks ago during that Double Down Showdown. Wrestled twice in one night and still almost walked away Lighthouse champion. These two now, look at this. Trading back and forth, and beautiful corkscrew senton from Chelsea St. James. Whisper in the wind out of the corner, two. Only a 2 count. With a Kauai Daredevil out of Beverly, East Yorkshire, England. Taking on the Croatian Katka, Sain. These are two competitors with no fear, no mercy in their hearts. Rather, Katka has no mercy. We'll see about Chelsea. Chelsea fighting. Katka, wait, Katka actually rolled away from that cross body, extremely risky, but it paid off for her and catches Chelsea on the draw there. Katka quicker than Chelsea. That is not a common occurrence. Usually Chelsea's the quickest woman in the match. Not tonight. The springboard back elbow almost clipped Jane Johnson. Barely clipped Katka. Caught Katka in the face on that elbow. So sending Sain into the corner, up top. Sain kicking Chelsea away. There's now beautiful neck breaker from Katka, Sain into the senton. And a cover now. 1, 2, only a 2 count. It's now this fighting back and forth. Jumps under. These two trading reversals now. Chelsea going with the gut kick and then the club to the back. Off the ropes. Wants that double leg drop. Gets it. Favorite of Chelsea St. James. Chelsea now leapfrogs over. Springboard into the moonsault. Beautifully done. Chelsea now turning her around. Back elbow from Katka. Watch her chair position. Isn't going to get it off, though. Chelsea slips down the back, rolls through. Be kind. Up and over. Rewind. Beautifully done from Chelsea St. James. 2. Only a 2 count. Chelsea St. James. Catching Katka off guard there. You need to move laterally if you're going to beat someone like Katka Sain. She usually has all angles covered. And beautiful move. I don't even know what you call it. That was like a snapmare driver. Snapmare neckbreaker. Katka lighting her up. Tells her to suck it into the cannonball. Katka Sain turns her around. Lumbar check. You see the way that Chelsea bounced off the knees of Sain and only a 2 count. Almost got the win. Chelsea in trouble. Katka now centering her. Looking now to drop dead onto Chelsea St. James. Chelsea moves. Hard landing for Sain and Kawaii Buzzsaw. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Big win for Chelsea St. James here tonight.
Chelsea St. James.
Continuing her journey, taking it in stride. Katka Sain with a hell of a performance against a NIRATIAS veteran. As we are now going to take a moment as we are getting ready for our main event. Will not be long now. Sold out 3 weeks. You want to be here for that. Tell you for sure. Promises to be something truly special. Our first pay-per-view of the season. Now that we are underway. Now, see it's main event time. Jinx Dumas having a bit of an encounter with their ex-lover, Chelsea St. James. That is the definition of complicated. And this main event is for the NIRATIAS Lighthouse Championship as Naru Redcloud aims for the second defense of the title. This is it. Ready to go for our main event here tonight. Now Redcloud handing Jane Johnson that Lighthouse championship. Second defense time for Naru Redcloud. If she's successful here, she's only one away from being able to trade in that title for either a Intercontinental or United States championship match, whichever Naru prefers, whether it be Juri Kurosawa or Su Huan. Or she can just hold on to the belt. She can make it to 5 defenses total. She will be granted a world title opportunity at Oakley Strauss. And right now, that is a pretty loaded field of people trying to go after Oakley Strauss. Kara Maxis, Salinas, Elizabeth Jinsong. I'm sure Casey, you would like another opportunity. As Naru and Jinx taking their time with each other here. The Battle Rat and the Alpha. Dumas continuing their quest for acceptance back into the NIRATIAS locker room. Has to earn the trust of their peers all over again. And that journey starts with getting the trust of Chelsea St. James. Been a long road for James. Betrayed Chelsea back during year 1. Got exiled from NIRATIAS at Horizon X. And only this year came back to NIRATIAS, but, you know, it's a lot of damage. And speaking of damage, doing plenty of damage, and Jinx Dumas there, stomping on the open toes of Naru Redcloud. Of course, Naru does wrestle in kick pads, also wrestles in sandals underneath those kick pads. Has her toes wide open. Jinx using that to her advantage. Their advantage, but doesn't seem to have slowed Naru down too much. As Naru continuing the attack, knee lift. Sharp knee to the ribs of Jinx. Jinx, the Battle Rat, is in battle right now. Having a hard time. Naru Redcloud said back at Horizon Festival, nobody was safe if they tried to stand between Naru and Championship Gold. While she had Championship Silver and that Lighthouse title, Gold, I'm sure, is to come, especially at the rate that Naru's moving at. Big knee lift there. Now overhand chop. And one is fired back. Jinx mixing it up. Right hand. Naru has some problem throwing right hands, as well as these two now trading back and forth. As then Naru swings, but gets blocked. Swings. Get blocked again. And Jinx targeting again the open toes, the ribs, the jaw, anything that Jinx can get in contact with. Now big clothesline in the corner. Stuffs her in the corner. And big clothesline to the back of the neck. So Jinx lining Naru up to taste the diff. Into the cover now. Jane Johnson out of position. 1, 2. Oh, only a 2 count. I think if Johnson had been in the right position there, Jinx might have left here champion. And Jinx now perhaps disgrace land. No. Naru counters. Crosses the legs. Ancient Axe. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. The Ancient Axe, the Saguaro Driver, whatever you want to refer to that as. Naru Redcloud just dumped Jinx on the back of their neck. Jinx wanted that combo again, but couldn't get the stomp to the foot off. Instead met Naru's foot upside their head. Naru looking to knock some of the whiskers off of Jinx. As now hook Jinx. Beautiful alley-oop into an axe handle on the top of the head. Crowns Jinx. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Jinx doing their best to hold on here. That's a right hand block. Countered. These two just trading back and forth. Knee lift. See that clock on the upper right-hand corner ticking away. If that hits 0, we will have a new champion. Beautiful frog splash. 1, 2. So close. We have a new champion because the title will be vacant if that clock hits 0. That's something neither of these competitors wants. So look at this tombstone into the long blower. Never seen Jinx hit that. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Jinx, Dumas. Sending our Redcloud. Ego chirping at the gates of hell. And now, Naru lining Jinx up. Second Saguaro driver. And now, Alpha rising. Didn't go into the cover, did Naru? I think Naru wants to prove a point here. Saw that she had time left on the clock. Second Alpha rising. And now, the Mercy killing the coup de grace on the third. Alpha rising. 1, 2, 3. With a statement on Jinx Dumas. New. Jinx couldn't even survive the first one, I don't think, but Naru wanted the overkill. Successful second defense out of Naru Redcloud. And ladies and gentlemen, fans of NIRATIAS, that's gonna do it for us here on 3.5 live from Team Machine. 3 weeks to sold out. We'll see you next week, and until next time, farewell.